lines. Kunteya, O son of Kunti, karma sangena, by association with fruitive activity, dehinam, the embodied. This is now the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to fruitive actions. So if you repeat after me each phrase. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to the material fruitive actions. Okay, purport. These wonderful purports, they reveal also the quotations from previous acharyas who Srila Prabhupada, like his spiritual master Bhaktivedanta Sarasvati, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gauri Kishore Das Babaji, and Jagannath Das Babaji also. Now, so we follow the path of the acharyas. So here we go. The mode of passion is characterized by the attraction between man and woman. Woman has attraction for man, and man has attraction for woman. This is called the mode of passion. And when the mode of passion is increased, one develops a hankering for material enjoyment. He wants to enjoy sense gratification. The sense gratification, a man in the mode of passion wants some honor in society or a nation. He wants to have a happy family and with nice children, wife and house. These are products of the modes of passion. As long as one is hankering for these things, he has to work very hard. Therefore, it is clearly stated here that he becomes associated with the fruits of his activities, and thus he becomes bound by such activities in order to please his wife, children, and society, and to keep up his prestige. One has to work. Therefore, the whole material world is more or less in the mode of passion. Modern civilization is considered to be advanced in the standard of the mode of passion. Formerly, the advanced condition was considered to be in the mode of goodness. If there is no liberation for those in the mode of goodness, what to speak of those who are entangled in the mode of passion? Yes, I did make the remark about mode of passion. It's pride. It's an obstacle. But it is actually, we have to have this stepping stone to hear even the words of the spiritual master. We have to approach him. So, and here, I always laugh at this first part. The mode of passion is characterized by the attraction between man and woman. And of course, certainly this has been my nature throughout my life here at Bhaktivedanta Manor. Whether it be a sort of attraction to woman, it's always been there. But by the grace of the Lord, I've been celibate, nearly maybe 25, 26 years. But still the attraction is there. And I try to, in a way, I like association with women still. I'm still attracted. I like to, sort of bring them prasadam if I can. Because I treat them as my mother Kalangala, my Shiksha Guru, she would treat everybody alike. She didn't see a person as the body. She looked at their soul. She saw all these things that, she would, she could chastise me, and then she'd say, "Oh, you're doing so very nicely. Your organisation is very good." And of course, I come from a planning background in engineering, and it's an interesting thing. But I needed the mode of passion because I like to associate with everybody there, whether it be man or woman, in the drafting office, to help with the production. Always ask them their advice, because what really happened, what was really the most important thing, was how we were getting along and trying to produce the product in the engineering. And so I learned so many things in that, so many things that I've had to use in my time, as when I was temple commander here for, I think it was 18, 19 years. And that was in the year 2001. So certainly the mode of passion, also an honour in society, or in nation. He wants a happy family. I was a family man, actually. I always wanted to be married. And but unfortunately, after I think 17 years, that finished. As there was disagreements, and certainly I found out I had to find out my own faults. I was told them, and I was shattered, actually, because they were young children. They were only about 5 or 6 and 7, but now they're in their 40s, and so often they come to visit me. I have a son and a daughter, adopted daughter, and my son, he came along soon after, about a year after. And so growing up through the years, I built up a very nice relationship with my daughter. She now has a serious condition that she's having treatment for chemotherapy, and she's been given so little time to live. But it's just a case who finishes first. She's a wonderful girl, but she's interested in Krishna consciousness. She's also bringing people to Krishna consciousness. She reads the Bhagavad Gita, and also has distributed to her friends, who she hopes to bring here. Therefore, he says here, friend, children, and society, to keep up prestige, one has to work. And I was always thorough in my job, and I was in the planning office getting raw materials for so many years, and buying things, finding these producers, going away abroad to see the production. And unfortunately, I was a meat eater then. I couldn't resist meat. But gradually, I started to adopt a vegetarian process. My wife was always, or ex-wife now, but she was always trying to convince me of vegetarian foodstuffs herself. But sometimes she has a drink with her friends. It's okay, because she likes her friendship of her friends. And so I have to accept that. We're now the best of friends in many ways. So it says here that modern civilization is to be advanced in the standard of the mode of passion. Well, we all know about modern civilization in the mode of passion. There you get these different, liberals, Labour, Conservative. They're all saying the same thing. You think you're better off, but it's a trick. Actually, it's the trick of the modes of material nature, because their bias leads them back to the same place that they started from, in that pit of conditioned life. They're all going to somehow lose their lives. Eventually all of us has to accept this thing, as I have to accept my disability. But still, life is a sort of roller coaster at the moment. But certainly I've been helped very much by people who understand him and still call him David Prabhu. But actually he's now Damodar. And he's been I could say my closest associate in sharing and showing me what to do, as Mother Kaklangana would do with me in so many ways. I remember once I asked her if she would be my spiritual master. And she said, she didn't say actually, she hit me on the arm and she said, "I'm a conditioned soul just like you." And that was amazing, because she saw me, her chastisements were equal in praise and blame. In fact, I had to accept her praise and her blame. And certainly I remember one time I went to a glorification of her, and she asked me to speak from the Bhagavad Gita, because she liked to hear me speak from the Bhagavad Gita. But I didn't do as she said. I turned it into a glorification of her. And then, on the way back, because I shared the car with the people from the ashram, she chastised me. She said, "Look, I asked you to give a Bhagavad Gita class. Why didn't you do it?" And I said, "But Mother Kalinga, I was only trying to, get the glorification." And so I was chastised at, because she wanted to hear the Bhagavad Gita as it is from her divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta. He's our founder Acharya. And I remember certainly in times when I used to go to Mayapur, there were different mats that I used to go to, Prabhupada's godbrothers. And I actually met up with the oldest one. His name was Bhakti Prabodh Puri Maharaj. He lived to 110. And they were great friends of Prabhupada. But somehow or other, that it was on an Ekadashi I met this Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj. And on Ekadashi, he would fast. He wouldn't take his medicine. And he was very weak. And on that time, all I could do was ask for his blessing. And he put his hand on my head. So I consider that, as a blessing from Prabhupada and Mother Kalangana. But she said, we have to remain chaste. They tried to persuade me to join this other mat. They said, you should do this. He's an advanced soul. He's as great as Prabhupada. And he was a great friend. And he was there at the centennial of Prabhupada's departure in 1977. And so I tried to emulate this feeling of humility that we've had to somehow or other get in our lives. And I'd like to know from anybody who can relate to these points of view of happy families. Certainly, I've appreciated that here. The culture of this Krishna Consciousness Society, the Gujaratis, the Bengalis, and Americans, Chinese throughout the world now is spreading like wildfire. So if there's anything to point towards this glorification of Prabhupada, who's been with us and is with us through his book, and we're now at the start of the Krishna Marathon, and certainly I've always done my best in that, even this conditioned body and of passion. But my main passion is Prabhupada and the Devotees Association. So is there anybody who's got any, you could say, I know attraction for man and woman, that's still there. Do we not? It's a fact of life. We're built this way. That's the way it is. We'd never have families if we were all celibate monks. So, I look around and I see your families, you're all together. You bring each other out in whatever condition people are in. I've been very fortunate to see and be in this Krishna Society, Hare Krishna Society. And Prabhupada said, we used to address ourselves, this is okay, the Hare Krishna Society. And there was a newspaper that criticized them very heavily. He said, good, they say Krishna. It was a trick. He says he never saw anything negative in it, because the number of times Prabhupada mentions Krishna in this wonderful Bhagavad Gita as it is, and I always wondered by that. But and also in the early versions they said, instead of the Supreme Personality of Godhead they said he used in the old versions, the Blessed Lord said. And somehow it's not as formal. The Blessed Lord said. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. The Blessed Lord said. It's the same. And so we fondly like both versions, because I read both versions now. And it's good to elaborate. And especially for me, they're talking about doing record numbers of Bhagavad Gitas. And I encourage you, if you haven't got one, get one, as it is. It'll put you sort of on the path, the path back to Godhead. Of course, that was the first literature they ever produced, Back to Godhead, in 1944. So, any comments, questions? And also encouraging the Sankirtan in their producing and distributing. They're going for record numbers now. And it says on there, Gauranga's shore. Gauranga is Lord Chaitanya. He's brought us this loving mood, this love of God. And he's producing, and Lord Nityananda, the essence of a spiritual master, giving us instruction. They are the representative of the spiritual master and Krishna Prem. So again, I appeal to you, get these books. All right. So if you don't know, if you've got one, bring one to somebody else who can distribute. Certainly today, almost on the first day of the announcement, a person, I just asked him, he comes here regular and he supports the devotees. He's a devotee himself. And he took I said, have you got a Bhagavatam set? And he said, no. I said, well, can I sponsor you? So I do sponsors. But I try to do it in a secretive way. It was behind the back door, because sometimes some people have used my name. Oh, he's making lots of Bhagavad Gitas. So now, even after this public announcement, any more I do, it has to be a secret, because I don't want people to take advantage of, he told me, you got a Bhagavad Gita. Oh, it's I ordered it through him. No, there's been a lot of misunderstandings. So now, this is the only one, because it was my first of the season of this Sankirtan, and I hope to sponsor more sets, but unless they know my telephone number, unless they know who I am and what my name is, they can't do that now. So I try and keep whatever I do now secret. Just pulling the curtains now for the offerings. Now, comments, thoughts on this Bhagavad Gita as it is. And I know Srinivas he's one of our number one preachers here, because he's always quoting Prabhupada. You could say he's got wicked ways. He's persistent. Have you got this? Why you say like this? So all glories to Srinivas's preaching. I see him there, but he's very serious. And one statement I remember from dear Srinivas, and he was asked the question about the golden age, and when does it come? When does it finish? And he said, it depends on you. If you want, the golden age is here and now. Get a Bhagavad Gita. Read a Bhagavad Gita. And I told that to our temple president, and she laughed, because she thought that was a very wonderful statement. That's it. It's the truth, the essence. And if people really do follow this Bhagavad Gita, it'll change your life. And they say, I remember one person, one of their one-liners is, Bhagavad Gita, these books will change your life. They didn't actually say the name. They just said, these books are life-changing. And it changed my life. And so I'm still here now, through so many ups and downs in my life. I came to Bhagavad this Krishna consciousness in distress. I turned to my old spiritual life, which I had as a child when I loved Jesus. So when people preach to me now, about Jesus is the only one, and I say that's true, and they say, because he's Shakti-Avesh avatar, Prabhupada's Shakti-Avesh avatar, Muhammad Shakti-Avesh avatar. They are for a certain time, a certain place, a certain situation, and they're still blossoming. But now, in the most extreme of countries, China, they're turning to Krishna consciousness. It's expanding, and that used to be the most terrible. I remember those days, Pol Pot torturing, terrible things. Korean War, terrible things happening. So somehow or other, and this world is still full of war, still full of conflict, but we should find ourselves to stick to this spiritual, teach them spiritual life. And even the cleaners, now, they're all saying Hare Krishna. And I remember one, Mother Beata, she did the cleaning of where I live, and eventually I gave her some little books, and it was one by Creep and Wipeable. It was, I'm trying to remember, it was a small book that somehow or other, that just gave the nuts and bolts, like offerings, how to offer. And one day she came in with a box, and she liked porridge and fruit. And there it was like a cake, and she had dotted all this fresh fruit on top. And she said she's now offering. And she does, she's a Hungarian lady, and she's sticking to her Krishna consciousness. So just by association, she's taken up. And it's just by association I was here. And my favourite job was cleaning. Because immediately I get back, I know the first thing I got to do is where I live, is to clean that floor before I can settle down to my prasadam. And so any more comments? Anybody like cleaning? Yeah? Do you like to help your mum and dad? Yeah. It's true, isn't it? Yeah. It's our nature, you know. And that's what I do. I remembered when my child, I used to try and correct them. But actually I was only disappointing them because they need encouragement. So encourage your children, encourage your mum and your granddad, because they got wisdom, they got understanding. So please find this Bhagavad Gita as is, so you can get wisdom in your relationships with each other. And there's one other one that Prabhupada, he says here, I'll just get it here. He says, you are all the limbs of my body. Unless you cooperate, my life will be useless. So we have to find a way how we can get along with each other, because it'll please Prabhupada, it'll please Krishna, it'll please your family, it'll please your children, and it'll please me and all these book distributors. If you get the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so many books now, small books, little books. Oh, you'll see them all in the reception. So if you haven't got a Bhagavad Gita, go out there now, get a small book which introduces you to Krishna consciousness, and find out what love is all about. Not the love which is in the mode of passion. It's just for sense gratification. No, we're talking about something higher. It's the path of Bhakti Yoga. So, anything you feel encouraged to distribute, or if it's contact, I know by the expression in your faces, you know, you seem to understand this. You could say happy families, you know. It's, you know, like the Care Bears, you know. They have this saying, you know, be a Care Bear, start caring about each other. And, you know, actually that dates me. I'm probably still going too, actually. Any comments, questions, please? We've only got a little while before the offerings are finished and we start the Gaur Arati. No?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I have a question. So I was
Chaitanya? Chaitanya Charan. Yes, yeah, wonderful speaker. Yeah, he's the one who's disabled actually himself. Yeah.
So basically it's an article of divinity beyond Krishna.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it also mentions that Krishna in Dwarka. I've actually been to Dwarka, where he used to meditate, he used to on himself.
Yes.
But this is actually something about, it's a question of divinity beyond Krishna.
Yeah, well, certainly that's up to your realization. Your depth of understanding or your own feelings, but he's talking about the feelings. It's something that is in your heart, that's something that connects you with. And this is what he was looking deeper into, that which motivates our heart, that little bit of understanding that brings us together. It's a deeper understanding. It's nothing to do with Mayavad, I'm God, you're God, or nothing like that. No, he's trying to, and I saw this and I heard his explanation. He was being interviewed by a famous interviewer. He's the husband of Tulsi, Kripa Moy's daughter. And he's a wonderful interviewer. And he goes deep into the heart of why this? Why are you doing this? And then Chaitanya Charan is a very wonderful book. They got him in the reception there too. And he'll be talking about the heart of the matter. How we feel, what we're looking for. And I remember Kripa Moya, he understood. He says this Devanagari it's got so many meanings. But basically he said that actually these descriptions are very deep. They're the language of the gods. That we should understand that even if you want to understand at the depth of it, you look at each word. What it says here tonight. It says Sambhuravam. And it says produced of. And it says Nimbadanati. It binds Kunti. Hosana Kunti, that's Arjuna. Karma Sangana. The association of fruitive activities. Well, the thing is, fruitive activities, which means I want for me, my sense gratification. And you look at each word, and each word has a meaning. And if you can use that, if you understand what I'm talking about, that each word has a meaning. But certainly, what I used to do when I chant Hare Krishna, the first time, there's 5 fingers there, and there's 5 fingers there, and I used to do that as my round. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But
so Srila Prabhupada has provided everything we need, like perfect knowledge, information, scientific, that can allow a person to ask these questions,
Yes, that reminds me of when I used to go to church, Church of England, and it was from the pulpit, but you didn't have that communication. There weren't questions and answers. But when I saw that here, I thought this is the other dimension. It involves everybody. And questions. You go deep into the nectar. It's like you're stirring milk, and it becomes sort of paneer or this thick Sorry, I always forget the names of this. But there's so many things like thick rice, and it's all these things that it goes deep. We're stirring a very wonderful mix of milk powder, milk. Oh, and that reminds me, they were the first sweets, Simply Wonderfuls. They were made with milk powder and coconut. They were wonderful because they were simply wonderful to taste.
You mentioned simple.
Sorry?
Simple, yeah, simple.
Yeah, simple.
That's what's needed in this day and age.
Yeah. I used to do archery, and it was, like Arjuna, and we used to get taught by a person called Ron Shin. He was in his 80s. He did longbow. I couldn't get on with that too much, but the whole thing is about focus and what's in your heart, and you look at the target and keep your eye on the target, because that's where we're going. And if you look at this picture here, that's where we're going. Each mantra brings us a step closer, And it doesn't have to be the perfect mantra. It's the mantra, like with my daughter. Whatever time she's got left in this world, she treats it as like with her family. Each moment is precious. She's seen the urgency of life. And don't wait, like myself, don't wait for the urgency. Always keep trying, because that's a step closer to Krishna. Old, young, babies I see now, even little 2-year-olds doing pirouette, pretending they're Krishna. And I think, oh my God, who are these souls going to be? And like Keshava Maharaj, I knew him when he was a young Bhakta. Sandeep Patel. And he was swinging the pots round. And he was always a man for doing any job. But he had the intellect. He was a special soul, like a demigod sent to us. So all of us, we start somewhere, late or early. I started, when I was 46. And it's after hearing the Hare Krishna record, actually.
And this was the arrangement, Krishna's arrangement that you...
Yeah, that's what Mother Kalangana, she used to say.
It's all written.
Yeah.
Everything is written.
If you listen to an interview, Mother Kalangana, she went through 2 wars. She, in the Nazis and Stalin, Khrushchev, so many leaders in her life, but it didn't change her heart. Her heart was always, he said that, how do you feel about all these things? She said, all these things are Krishna's arrangement. It's meant to happen. It's not a tough life. Life is tough, but you have to accept it in the way that somehow or other we're under divine guidance. They call it divine providence in Christianity.
It's lessons to learn. When there's difficulties.
Yes. Is there anybody else who's got any comments? Family-wise? No? But as I say, please help us out with this book distribution and with your friends and relatives. I think I better finish there. We got about 5. So, I think we'll finish with a bit of a Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Now you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radhe Radhe, Jaya Gora Nitai, 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 Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai, Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shri Gaura-Nitai ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Gokul Nanda ki jai, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. I offer my humble and respectful obeisances to you all, and your attention is appreciated, and I hope somehow or other you'll be able to be encouraged in your Krishna consciousness, because you're the best, and it's the best. You know, what do they go? You know, I try and be hip. But the wonderful thing is, they say about the kirtan, when the kirtan, you know, I find myself having a danga like this. It's still there. So do that, even if you can't do it. You know, you can't play an instrument. Go with it. So, all the best for your Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. So, prepare now for the people to come in, which they will, I hope, even with this weather. Thank you.
You need the help with this?
Sorry?
Shall I put this up for you?
Yeah, I tell you what. Yeah, you can do. Yeah. Oh, you know this, the tattva. Yeah, very good.
Let me come back.
Yeah.
Will you put it? Yeah, nicely.
That's all.
You gonna sing? Prabhu, you gonna sing?
No, no, no. I don't
sing.
know what I don't know.
All right. 손.
글다? Should I start with just the song or should I start with Jordan? Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati ko Shobha Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati ko Shobha Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati ko Shobha Jahanavi Tatavane Jagamanalobha Jahanavi Tatavane Jagamanalobha Dakinenetaya chan Bamegadadara Nikate Advaita Shini Vasa Chakradara Boshi Ache Kaurachan Ratna Simasane
Shamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Goshadigaya Sangha Baje Ganda Baje 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 Ganda Shanka Baje Ganda Baje Baje Karatala Madhura Mridanga Baje Madhura Mridanga Baje Pramarasasala Shankar Baje Kanta Baje Baje Karatala Madhura Mridanga Baje Paramarasasala Shankar Baje Kanta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Shankar Baje Kanta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Drive Karai Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Karai Hari Bol Nitai Karai Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Karai Hari Bol Bahu Koti Chandrajini Vadana Ujvala Kala Dese Banamala Kore Chalamala
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nitai Garai Hari Bol.